So, today we're going to be looking at the new Higgsfield Canvas feature, which is also the sponsor of this video. And I'm going to be giving you the pros and the cons of this new workflow that they have basically released on their website. And some of you might be already familiar with these types of node-based platforms. Maybe you have used Comfy UI or something else in the past. Maybe you have dabbled or tried them at least. It is not for everybody. Some people like the more library systems, and some people like these node-based system. So here is basically one of the fields where I have basically experimented a bit already with the tool, and I'm going to be showcasing all of the steps and how to basically use this from the very scratch in a second. So basically, I just used a prompt which I wrote with ChatGPT, and then you can just create basically a text prompt here, and then you can pull off these strings into different image generators on the platform, and it creates, based on that model. So here I used Nano Banana Pro. Here I used C Dream 5.0 Lite, and here I also used GPT Image 2. So three different image generators I was used to basically create, and all of them basically gave out kind of similar style of a design, but still differently executed. And it also can work with actual videos and audios. Here's a alien image that I did, and you can do multitude of prompts. So you can basically go through the tabs, which is kind of convenient, and then you can just pull up a node into a video generation, and that obviously includes CDANs, Grok, and things like that. Here's a bit of a small prompt of that.
Invading Earth. When are we invading Earth? It's getting boring here on Venus.
What? Invading Earth? Are you out of your mind? Stay right on Venus, young man.
That was Grok for you. Basically, pretty simple stuff. But let's kind of go into a new canvas over here. So I'm going to be creating a new canvas. And when you do this, it will automatically suggest a couple of different things here. And probably is good to go with prompt box. And what we're going to be doing first is we're going to be doing an image here. So I'm going to be creating from the plus, we can add nodes. So there's different things that are supported here. There's an LLM assistant, and that's obviously like, hey, maybe we're going to be doing like a text over here. So let's actually try this first if I got it right. So write me a prompt for an image about a green colored ninja who's wearing latex style clothing. Very attractive and Asian. I like my woman Asian. So, okay. And we're going to use that to basically create out text prompt. And maybe I'll actually put it here. Okay. But it doesn't matter. Okay. We're going to be copying that and pasting it in the prompt field over here. And then I'm going to be moving that over here. Now we can create actually couple of these image generators. Let's just do 3 here and kind of do a different model. So there's obviously multitude of different image generators that are available on Higgsfield. We got GPT Image 2, which I've been loving quite a lot. It's good, useful for storyboards, which I recommend everybody using. Everybody who's using CDance right now, use storyboards. We have C Dream 5.0 Lite, and then we have also, let's do Nano Banana Pro, and let's do these on different dimensions. So there's these settings button over here, and you can choose different dimensions for all of them. That's going to be 9 to 16. This one is going to be, okay. So this is one of the problems that may sometimes emerge where the boxes are not actually functioning as they are. This is a brand new feature. I'm going to remind people of that. And that means that there's going to be bugs. And obviously I have, full power to criticize them. That should not be happening on a released model. But obviously it's not like a permanent problem. You just refresh the page if it's not working like that. And then let's do a Grok Imagine at 3 to 2. And then from here, this is our text prompt. We can drag from here to here, and it will move all of these things in here. And then you should be able to choose like them that and run pipeline. So let's see, and it should be now generating for all of these generations to all the models. And I have to say, I really like the node stuff. And the reason why I don't really usually use it at all is because it's not something that is available on these AI platforms. I really don't want to run a lot of AI models on my own computer unless they're very lightweight. And it's always a bit of a hassle to update them, and there's always problems emerging now and then. And it's just something that it's just not very convenient. Now, while we wait till the actual things to match up, There is other things you can do. Obviously, you can upload straight up images, and there's video generation. There's also voice generation. We can use that. Let's do a voice generation over here, and let's try to do here. And okay, can we do this? We are not able to do that. Okay. Well, we can probably link that into, maybe there can be a text. So let's do a prompt here, and let's just say, I am a secret assassins. Okay, well, it doesn't matter whatever that is. And now we can basically generate that. And here we have our first images over here. This looks pretty nice. It looks maybe more spandex. There's another here, pretty good with Seedream. Seedream is really good for, like, generating realistic stuff. I think everything else it does, like illustrations, kind of suck. And then we have Grok over here. Grok is also really good. And that's basically how easy it is to generate multitude of different things. There's no limit really. It's just the credits that you're going to be costing when you're going to be prompting stuff. And here's our voice generation.
Am a secret assassin.
Okay, so that went actually pretty well. And I don't know if that can be linked into something. And then from an image, you can also obviously do a video generation. With this trial account, I'm probably not able to use Seedance, but now I can use this image here to do. She is jumping down the building and disappears in a smoke. Okay, there's a bit of typos there. Let's see if I can. Okay, just started progressing that. So that's a very easy workflow over here, and obviously there can be multitude of different things. So this can be now dragged in here. So we can do an actual. Let's try another one. So let's do video generator. Ninja is showcasing her skills as fighter. I don't want to go through super long things here. We're going to use that as a sound. And then we're going to use this as an image reference for our thing. And you can obviously always use like Claude and those things to basically improve the prompt. This is horrible. 60 FPS, 8K, cinematic, $1 billion Hollywood shot, 8 cuts. And we can use this to generate once again to another video. And as you can see, there's a multitude of different things you can implement, and it's a very good way to start your production in a very organized way, because obviously you can do multitude of these boards inside Higgsfield. I wish they would do that for the normal outflow too, because I got like thousands of images in my main profile and I can't really go through the systems. And then of course there is buttons that you can do shapes here. I don't know really what's the use of these. There's also drawings that you can do on top of the images. I don't really know what's the point of these. I don't think these are going to be implemented on the images once they come out. Maybe they're not, who knows. There's also a text tool over here. You can write some notes if you want to. And then of course we do have the assets. So basically whatever you have uploaded or created before with Higgsfield is going to be on your image generations and stuff like that. And there's also voiceovers. There's changing voice. So all of these features that exist normally on the platform. Okay, this fail. Let's try to do again. And there's also the text one. We already kind of went through that. There's a sticky note for, we don't really need it. And you can do is delete. And by control, you can shift this out and out. And there's also a way where you can choose the whole thing and you can group them together. If you don't want to group them together, you can also ungroup. There's also a tidy up, which moves it like this. And this is not too bad actually, but I kind of prefer it other ways and the kind of ways to organize it. So there's a lot of that. And here's the finalized video that we just prompted out. For some reason, actually, the audio feature didn't work at all. I don't know why exactly that is. Maybe it needs to be added out a different way into plugged in, because I haven't really used these node-based things that much in the past. So maybe this is a skill issue, or it could be a problem on the Higgsfield side of things as well. But that basically wraps up my overview of the canvas feature. I think it's very used for certain type of people. And yeah, there are some bugs with the nodes, and I'm sure that they are going to be fixed out with some patches coming along the way. And I think that this is something like a good base model, and I'm pretty sure that they are going to be improving it going forwards, and it's going to be more powerful as time goes on. Thanks for watching. We'll be seeing you next time.